Alright viewers, welcome to this tutorial in the Tomcat upgrade RIO seat. Today we're covering the air-to-air radar. So first things first, you obviously want to have the WCS and the IRTV on before you do anything else. Now you have kind of four main modes. You have Pulse Doppler, Range or Scan, TWS and Pulse. Now, TWS Auto is also a thing, but that's just TWS manual, but it automatically tracks targets for you, like in the Hornet and the Viper. So I'm just going to kind of count them as one mode together. So we'll go over Pulse Search first. This is essentially like the Phantom's radar, in that it doesn't, well, it detects ground clutter, but it also can't, like, how to explain it? Basically, it will. So if I put the radar down, look, you see, we get ground clutter. Point it up, no ground clutter. You can adjust the gain of the video, of the radar, to get less noise. You're still going to get something if you look down. So it's a look up on mode only. It can be handy. You know, it does have uses, I guess, but I don't find myself using it a whole lot. Now we'll switch to Pulse Doppler Search. I think this mode probably has the longest range of all the modes, but the issue is that it doesn't generate track files on the TID, so that's a limiting factor really. So we have a contact here. He is of intermediate closure, so let's lock him up. We'll set the HCU mode to radar. And we'll hold half action on the trigger, so we need to go about here. Okay, we got him locked, so we locked this bandit here, this one at 30,000. So will okay, yeah, okay, so he's notching, we lost lock. So you can actually kind of prevent notching lock, or losing because of notching, by setting the main lobe clutter filter to the down out position. And then this can make it hard to notch your radar. Now, the way that the Pulse Doppler modes at least give you information in the DDD is you have this graph on the bottom which shows radar energy spikes, and then that'll correspond to a brick on the DDD. So I believe the lower the target is, I think it's the more closure they have. And then the further up they are, the less closure they have. Importantly, this scale, at least in the Doppler modes, so that's PD, TWS, and RWS, this does not show range. You only get range in the TID. In Pulse, it does show range, because it's, again, like the Phantom's radar. But a raw Pulse Doppler radar return does not show range. Anyway, we'll lock the bandit again. Okay, so he's about there. So he might not just because that's quite low closure. Okay, so it's that guy there that we've locked. So now we'll IFF. Okay, so no return. So we can come down to the cap, set target date, which is the aftmost position. And we can press hostile. No, this won't do anything because there's no track. Now that we've covered Pulse Doppler kind of, again, it's not a mode you'll be using a lot, but you can use it. Then you have Range or Scan. This will generate track files on the TID, and it's very good. This is probably the best mode that combines situational awareness, but also has the most range whilst playing SA. PD doesn't really provide much SA because it doesn't generate tracks on the TID. I should say repeated, really, shouldn't I? So, again, with the main lobe clutter filter out, we'll also set targets to small. And that's going to help the radar find stuff. Okay, so we have this guy. Yeah, so he has a pretty low closure again, so we'll lock him up. Let's back there. Okay, now we'll IFF him again. No return. We'll come down to the cap, and we have options for the cap now because it is generating tracks. So we'll set him to hostile on the cap. And that has made his Hafu symbol be a double hostile. So on the bottom of the Hafu, which is the tracks essentially, the bottom of that is datalink, what datalink sees. So you see, he is a hostile data link. These other Hafus are only half because the radar doesn't see them because we're in STT. But we know that the guy at 30,000 is a hostile because we have tagged him as such in the cap, so his Hafu is complete. So I'll break the lock and try and lock that friendly up, see what happens. So we'll look down a bit and we should see him. Okay, so because we have main lobe clutter filter out, we are getting ground returns, so that's obviously a problem, which is why I want the clutter filter on, or at least an auto. There we go, and I'm pretty sure that is the friendly, so let's get him locked up. There. Yep, that's him. Okay, so now, if we go... Oh yeah, okay, yeah, he's notching us. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll just set an IFF pulse, see what... if anything comes back. Put the main local filter out. Okay, that guy was further away. I don't want him. I want the other guy. I think that's him there. Yeah, okay, that's him. Good. Okay, cool. So our IFF, that'll come back as 2 bars. 2 bars is friendly. So we can come down to the cap. And then if we go TID cursor, half action and full action on that guy, then we can set friend. And now his Hafu symbol is a circle, because we have friendly on the bottom, friendly on top. Just to what happens if for some reason our IFF isn't working and for whatever reason we incorrectly identify the friendly as bandit or vice versa, I'll set hostile, and now it looks like a boat. So you see we have the hostile Hafu on top and the friendly Hafu on the bottom. Lastly, I will demonstrate TWS, so I'll break the lock by going into radar, break the lock, and then I'll go back to the TID cursor, and I will press TWS manual. Okay, so here we're getting a bunch of false returns, because again I have the main lobe cluster filter out, so it's generating tracks and all of these ground returns. So I'm going to turn the clutter filter on auto, so let's get rid of those. I'm going to go for a high bar scan narrow. Hopefully try and get multiple of these guys at once. So we found the friendly. Let's try and get... I mean, okay, we've lost friendly now. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we have the hostile that's further away. Okay, we have both friendly and hostile now. That's good. So what I can do is I can go on the TID and then half action, full action to get information so that the friendly is 18 miles away, altitude 20,000, and all this good stuff here. Now we can do the same thing on the hostile over here. 58 miles, 19,000, 20,000 again. Now if we go to IFF, I'll just press the IFF button again. Yep, so we got an IFF return there from that guy, so that's good. And one last thing to go over is the TCS, the Tactical Camera System, I think is what it stands for. And that is your TV system. So if we come here and press the TCS, we'll get this overlay on the radar screen. Now we can set the TCS to be slaved to the radar, set narrow FOV, or wide FOV. I go for narrow normally. Now if we go and get one of these as an STT, the TCS will slave to it, so we'll lock the friendly up in STT, about there I think. Okay, nope. Let's go to Pulse, we'll go to Pulse Doppler search. Okay, we got the hostile locked. Okay, so the TCS is trying to follow that hostile, but we can't seem to be too far away, so let's get someone else. Okay, no, so we'll set this back to the TCS. Wrong guy again, okay. Is it him? Maybe? Let's go for range scan. Okay, so we have him on scope. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, we got him. Okay, nice. So let's have a look. So, okay, we lost log. Nice. Okay, well, so we're just like close to it. So we'll get Iceman to fly close to him, I guess. Okay, so the TCS is now attempting to track that friendly. So I just switched to Pulse STT to maintain a better track on the target. Let's decrease altitude, I'll get altitude with him.
On it.
Okay, so he should be in the TCS. Let's go wide. Okay, no, there he is. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we have the friendly on the... Okay, he's gone to the gimbal limits to TCS. That's fine. So, yep, set the slave to TCS. That's what you want. Anyway, the TCS is a useful tool for kind of getting SA on the target so you can see if a missile hits or what a bandit is if it's not been identified by AWACS already. So let's say I want to kind of slew the TCS independently, so I'll just go and book this lock. So we go set the HCU to TVIR. If I go half action, the TCS can be slewed about. And if I go full action, it'll attempt to lock what's in the sights.
Copy. You got it. Roger that.
I want to try and lock something independently of the radar with the TCS. Let's try and do that. We'll go towards like 30,000. Now I believe that the Sidewinder can also actually be slaved to the TCS, so in a way it's like a very kind of cursed version of an IRST in that you can stealthily quote-unquote lock a bandit with the TCS and then have your pilot fire at it with the Sidewinder. Let's try and lock him with the radar first. We'll go PD search down to 50 miles. No, sorry, pulse search at 50 miles. Guess we see a bandit there. Let's get him locked. It's quite faint, but he's there. Okay, got him locked. Okay, now the TCS is tracking him, so we go narrow field of view on him. Yes, that's a fulcrum. When we get closer, I will attempt to lock him up manually. Let's try and do it from here actually. Okay, so I'm going to break lock. Then, okay, so TCS still tracking. Let's break TCS track. Now let's go narrow. So I think, yeah, he's part of the nose. Try and find the bandit. He's contrailing the quantitude, so it should be pretty easy to find. Oh well, doesn't really matter. You kind of saw how it works anyway, so yeah. So that'll be it for today's video, viewers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Shark31 signing off.